I'm here to talk about the future of urban air mobility with the CEO of Eve. It's Andre Stein. First of all, for those who don't know, what is Eve?
Eve is a new company created just last October that really focuses on giving solutions for urban air mobility. It's actually the first company to graduate from Embraer X, and that is Embraer Market Accelerator that was created about 5 years ago. So one of our first projects was related to urban air mobility. The point of Embraer X was to find opportunities for exponential growth. That's what the X stands for, right? Using disruptive innovation and using all the know-how that Embraer has accumulated in the last half century. And urban air mobility was the case in point. We could understand better the market, understand the people need, give something back to the society, using what you know about aviation, thinking about everything aviation has done for transportation. Today you can cross a continent, can cross an ocean in just a few hours. And then you get to our final destination, and from the airport home, it might take another few hours just to get there. So we want to bring that benefit that aviation brought to transportation in general, literally closer to people. And we have been incubating a few projects actually in urban air mobility inside Embraer X for 4 years until we realized they were mature enough to really start walking with their own feet or flying with their own wing, if you might. And that's when we launched Eve, just last October.
Which is incredible, but it's all about innovation, it's all about collaboration as we see with this one. Why is it that Eve are coming under sort of a separate name then to the company that you're linked to?
Yes, the point is to to join the best of both cultures, to be a startup with the backing of a massive aerospace company that knows a lot about how to bring solutions to the market when it comes to aerospace, but at the same time have the focus and agility of a startup. And that's why you decide to create a separate entity that has all this backing from the main company, but can really focus and move fast when it comes to urban air mobility.
Now, urban air mobility is such a hot topic at the moment. You know, in the cold light of day at the moment, when we're talking about sustainability and how we're going to move forward and make the globe a place that people can live on for a very, very great many years. For yourselves as a company, you're coming into exactly the right time. But what is the biggest innovation? What are the biggest hurdles you need to overcome?
There are quite a few. When you're talking about disruptive innovation, it's all about finding the right solutions, the right technology, the right business model that could disrupt the market, right? So when you look at aviation and you look at about things like electrical mobility is not ready yet to create an aircraft that could fly thousands of kilometers or carry hundreds of people, but it's about right for you to create a solution to go not that far and carry a few people at a time. So that's the very concept of disruptive innovation, using technology, using new solutions to disrupt the market in the entry level, if you might, right? And that's what we are doing. And you mentioned about sustainability, and you need to be born sustainable. You are creating a new frontier for aerospace, really. It is a completely new market and needs to be born in a very sustainable way. And that's one of our strongest pillars, to be sustainable. And starting with 100% electric aircraft, it's a great way to start and assure zero local emissions, but that's not enough. You need to look at the whole life cycle of our product, service, from manufacturing the aircraft to the disposal of the battery to where the energy is coming from. So we are looking at all that to assure we have not only an innovative solution, but also very, very sustainable.
So talk us through some of the products that you have created.
So we have actually a full portfolio of solutions for urban air mobility. Starting with the aircraft, that's the great enabler, and we do expect a company that's a spin-off from Embraer to actually be able to certify and create and manufacture and service a new aircraft. So that's point number one. It's an electric vertical takeoff and land vehicle called eVTOL or EVA for electric vertical aircraft. And what that gives you is the possibility to fly inside the city in a very quiet, in a very sustainable, in a very affordable way. So that's a big disruption. That's a big enabler for this new market, to be able to create this new type of vehicles that are completely different than everything you see, right? We are back to the early days of aerospace. Our aircraft, as exciting as it is a tube and wing, right? There is a convergence there. Here, we are talking about a lot of opportunities to rethink how you can create a new aircraft. But that's not enough. So we're looking at all the service and support solutions that need to come with that to really address the market, to keep this machine flying, and not only ours. We need to look at it for the whole market. There is a whole new market here. And even in operations, we can rethink the way you do business. We can really have a bigger participation on it. The other aspect of this new ecosystem that needs to be addressed is the air traffic control. You can imagine hundreds of these aircraft flying over one large city. How to assure that you are doing that in a very safe way. Luckily for us, as much as we can rely on Embraer for the know-how on how to design an aircraft, we can rely on the group on the know-how on how to design air traffic management system. We have that built inside the group, and we are using that know-how to create bespoke solutions for urban air mobility when it comes to air traffic management, not only for our aircraft, but for the ecosystem as a whole. So we are really designing this portfolio of different solutions that can address the market and engaging with partners to complement the solutions, being it operators, being it energy companies, ride-sharing platforms that can help us to address the problem as a whole.
It sounds absolutely fascinating. Andre, thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely, my pleasure to be here. It's always a great opportunity to talk about this, about how you see the future. Can you imagine what happened with the internet when it first came and data coming from A to B in a very streamlined, affordable, easy way? A lot of technology behind it, from 5G, satellites, fiber optics. But for the user, it's basically data content going from A to B in a very easy, streamlined, integrated way. What you want to do and the way you see the future is to bring that to the physical world. Call it the Internet of Mobility, if you might. People and goods going from A to B in a very seamless, integrated, affordable way, and sustainable, of course.
That's the key thing. Andre, thank you very much.
My pleasure.